What if I told you that your personality could determine whether you'd last a day in the Matrix or a week on Arrakis? No, this isn't pseudoscience or astrology. It's a quiz that cuts straight to the core of your survival instincts. And honestly, the results are more revealing than you'd expect. Stick around, because today we are unpacking the psychology behind sci-fi's most brutal worlds, and why your answers might say more about you than you're ready for. Let's start with the obvious. Why do we even care about surviving fictional dystopias? Because they're not really about the future, they're about now. These stories amplify our current anxieties until they explode into worlds where water's worth more than gold, or trust is a liability. The quiz isn't just asking what you do, it's asking who you'd become. And that's terrifying. In a good way. Take the question about resources. You're asked to pick what you'd guard most: knowledge, fuel, trust, water, or ships. But here's the twist. This isn't about survival tactics. It's about what you fundamentally believe gives you power. Choosing knowledge means you think control comes from understanding systems, which sounds noble until you realize you're just another hacker in the machine. Meanwhile, trust isn't about friendship. It's a gamble that human connection can outlast scarcity. Which, let's be real, is a bet most people lose in these universes. And what about fear? The quiz asks what threat keeps you up at night: reality being a lie, a raid, being targeted, political betrayal, or imperial oppression. This isn't just flavor text. If you're terrified of a lie, you're wired to question everything, which works great in the Matrix but gets you killed in Blade Runner, where survival means playing along with the illusion. Conversely, fearing raids or invasions. That's the Mad Max mindset. Assume danger's coming, and plan accordingly. It's not paranoia if the wasteland's actually trying to erase you. Here's what fascinates me most. The quiz doesn't reward strong answers. You don't win by picking the toughest option. It's about adaptability. Dune's Arrakis doesn't care how many guns you have. It wants to see if you'll bend to its rules or break trying. And if you chose Star Wars because you want freedom, congrats, you're either a hero or a corpse, depending on how much you're willing to sacrifice. These worlds aren't just settings, they're tests of your entire worldview. But let's get real. What does this say about us? We are drawn to these dystopias because they mirror our own world's slow-motion crises. Climate collapse, surveillance, authoritarianism. They're not fiction, they're headlines. And when we take this quiz, we are secretly asking, am I built for the world we are making? The Matrix's simulation theory resonates because we are already drowning in misinformation. Blade Runner's obsession with identity? That's our current debate over AI and what makes us human. These stories are warning labels, not entertainment. Personally, I think the creepiest thing is how many people would thrive in these hellscape. Ever notice how the quiz never calls you wrong for choosing our work alone, or the line shifts depending on the stakes? That's because these aren't moral tests, they're survival ones. The line between hero and anti-hero? It's not just blurry, it's irrelevant. What matters is whether you'd make it to the sequel. And if you're honest, that says a lot about your own limits, or lack thereof. So, what's the takeaway? Maybe it's this: the world you'd survive in is the one that matches your darkest instincts. Not who you want to be, who you are, when the lights go out. And if you're weirdly excited to find out your result, ask yourself why. Because the hunger for that answer, that's the first glitch in the system. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments, which dystopia do you think you'd last longest in? Or, which one you're already living in?